And so the courts became the new battleground over the unborn. But year after year, the religious right lost every Supreme Court decision on abortion. Falwell and others were determined to reverse that, using their political clout to make sure new justices
Do you solemnly swear that
pass the Christian conservative abortion litmus test? The two men President George Bush nominated to the Supreme Court, Chief Justice John Roberts
Had a cup of coffee with the nominee.
and Justice Samuel Alito,
I, Samuel A. Alito, Jr., do solemnly swear.
met their test.
The U.S. Supreme Court today handed a major victory to abortion rights opponents.
A month before Falwell died, the Supreme Court, on a 5-4 vote, did put an end to one practice called partial birth abortion. Justice Alito became the decisive fifth vote.
That is the culmination for me of about 35 years of work.
A welcome victory for Jerry Falwell, but not yet enough.
I don't think we have 5 votes on Roe v. Wade. I think we're probably 1 or 2 votes short.
As we talked that last week of his life, Falwell seemed to recognize that his battle to end all abortions would have to be won by the next generation of God's warriors.
My children are more likely to see this victory won than I am. I think we're 50 years away. We've got to just stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, and never give up.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow.
If this graduation sounds like a religious ceremony, in a way it is. This is the first class of lawyers to emerge from Liberty University's new law school. It was Jerry Falwell's final creation, a law school where the 10 Commandments are found carved outside these classroom doors.
This is our Supreme Court room. It's modeled after the United States Supreme Court.
9 chairs for 9 justices, a classroom that's meant to be a clone.
And obviously it's no accident because you want to change what the Supreme Court has ruled on.
And we do. We say that the Supreme Court room reflects our supreme vision to restore the rule of law. And it also
Matthew
challenges
Staver
us.
is dean of the law school, a minister who became a lawyer because of abortion. He says no such right is written into the Constitution.
That doesn't sound like a rule of law to me. That sounds like somebody making their own ideology under the guise of the rule of law.
Please be seated.
It is Staver who's training what the late Jerry Falwell called his next generation of pit bulls.
May it please the court.
What are the pit bulls to do?
Well, the pit bulls, according to Dr. Falwell, and really what our vision is to raise a new generation of people that understand the rule of law, that are taught that from our Christian traditions and worldview.
Staver does more than mold minds. He also runs Liberty Counsel, a legal group which takes its fight over religious freedom into the courts all over the country. Twice he has argued before the real Supreme Court.
Consider adoption. We would love to adopt your little baby.
The first time against restrictions on picketing at abortion clinics. Staver's words that day:
abortion speech or speech about abortion lies at the very core of the First Amendment.
The last time on behalf of the laws of God.
This is the United States Supreme Court when I argued the 10 Commandments case out of Kentucky on March.
At issue, the public display of the 10 Commandments inside a county courthouse. Staver lost in a 5-4 ruling. But there's nothing in the Bible that would say to Staver, "Thou shalt not litigate," again. And so, way down on the Suwannee River, Dixie County, Florida has become the dean's new battleground over the 10 Commandments. This 6-ton granite monument carved by the local gravestone salesman sits on the courthouse steps. It is a clear example of what the Supreme Court has disallowed. A standalone monument on government property, with an obvious religious message: love God and keep his commandments.
Maybe some of the things in the Constitution need to be changed, such as this right here, you know. I'm not authority on law or nothing like that, but I know for a fact that the people in this county right here are in favor of it.
This time, Staver expects to win. Why?
There's absolutely no question that the court has a different makeup and will likely come to a different decision.
They may find a Supreme Court more sympathetic to conservative religious concerns like their own. In its first full year with Chief Justice John Roberts and his newest colleague Samuel Alito, the court has tilted noticeably to the right.
It's a new court, new ballgame, new outcome, not only in public expressions of religion, but in many other areas as well.
Yet all the changes have come in close 5-4 decisions. And so it's clear that whoever wins the 2008 presidential election could sway the court's direction one way or the other for years to come.
You know, the two biggest liberals on the court are John Paul Stevens, who was 87 years old, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who was 75 years old. If the two of them were replaced by justices similar to Chief Justice Roberts and Justice Alito, the religious right will have won in the Supreme Court, and the law will be transformed beyond recognition.
So what will that mean to America?
You're going to have abortion illegal in large parts of the country. You're going to have schools allowing a lot more religious observance within them.
That is music to Matt Staver's ears, and a vision of America that he and his students would embrace. The answer to their prayers.
There's no question we'll keep fighting at the Supreme Court until we have a new day. We never, ever, ever give up.